Welcome back everybody to Alexander's Closet, and this time we're doing another comparison between similar style bags from the Coach outlet and the retail store. So stick around to see the difference. Alright, so today I've got these cute bags I'm going to show you, and from the outlet store is the Mini Rowan. Now the Mini Rowan is actually from the Rowan silhouette, and it's a classic from the outlet, and they made it much smaller and cuter this time. And now from the Coach retail store, we have the Mini Ruby. I got the Mini Ruby during the summer sale, and it's definitely the best time to buy bags or any items from the Coach retail, as you are really getting a great deal when these bags go on sale. Of course, it is so adorable, as you can see here, and it comes with the dust bag, which I'll show you in a bit. And it comes with the fancy receipt envelopes, which are in black, and the Coach logo printed on the satin dust bag. Alright, so let's take a closer look at the Mini Ruby first. On the website, this is called the Ruby Satchel 18 in signature textile jacquard. Now this jacquard material is a little different from the usual jacquard I've seen, as the weaving looks looser because of the size of the strand. It may also be because they're using organic cotton and recycled plastic bottles for the material, which is what Coach is trying to do this year, trying to be more sustainable. The handles are very sturdy and similar to the Rogue handles, or it feels like there's plastic, hard plastic in between the leather. So there are leather details all around the bag, on the side of the bag, and also I'm just take a closer look at that weaving. It is much looser, if I remember correctly. And on the side panel you have the leather as well, with the turn locks to keep the zipper pull in place. And we have our brass hardware with the Coach logo debossed on it. And at the bottom is also a leather panel with the brass feet and Coach, like a tiny Coach logo, debossed as well. I love these bags with feet. As you all know, you want to keep that bottom of the bag really nice and pristine. Right, the fob attached has the brass horse and carriage with the Coach debossed on the tag as well. And this is like a more expensive detail compared to the retail version where it's just pure leather. And this also comes with a leather covered keychain that you can remove from the bag, and it has these tiny turn locks as well, which is actually pretty hard to open if you have, I don't have really large hands or anything, or fingers, but I even find this difficult to open because the turn locks are so tiny. And the key is quite difficult to, like the keychain part of it is quite difficult to remove. So I think it might be better if you remove the entire keychain from the bag so that you can put on your key if you want to use it that way. But if you don't want to use it, it's also pretty cute when it's just hanging on the bag. Now on this side, where the zipper pull is, there's a turn lock here. You can get it open, and underneath you will find the Coach 1941 logo, which means that this bag is part of the newly expanded collection in the boutique. Now, this is one way of telling for sure that the bag is from the retail store, because you don't have these details from bags in the outlet store. Now, moving on to the crossbody strap, and as always with the brass hardware, you have the Coach logo debossed on the lobster claw. It's Coach everywhere, as you can see. I mean, the quality of this is so much heavier than the outlet version, and you can also see that there's a Coach logo on the buckle itself. You have 7 holes on the strap for adjustment, and just have a quick look at the tag. They've removed the price tag, but I checked online and the original price was 425 Canadian dollars, and I got this for like 212, which is pretty good. Now, on the inside, you'll find the usual lining, which is like a micro suede material, and on the side you have a card slot, while on the other side is a slip pocket, right? Like, and you also have that contrasting stitching details, and they'll also give you like the booklet that comes with the bag. Now, looking at the strips of leather that are so small, I assume that it's very difficult to sew together. And as you can see here, normally the stitching on Coach retail bags are impeccable. And this is the first time that I've ever seen flaws like this, where the stitching is kind of wobbly. And I totally understand that it's so difficult, but because they can't go as slow maybe, or maybe with the machines, or they have a quota to sew as many bags as they can, they probably can't get the sewing really good. But like, I'm kind of surprised they actually let this go for the quality assurance that they have, but it's not that bad. From the Coach outlet store, it's the Mini Rowan in the coated canvas with light gold hardware. Now, first things first, the handles are not as sturdy as the retail version, and I think it's because it doesn't have that plastic like the Rogue handles have, like luggage handles. I think that's what they call it. And we'll just do a side to side here of the Mini Rowan and the Mini Ruby, where the Ruby is wider, and that means you can probably fit more in this bag compared to the Rowan, which is much smaller in terms of width for the bag. Okay, moving on, you'll see the light gold hardware with the debossed logos everywhere in the bag, and this is like the common outlet hardware that we see all the time, and it's this like goldish color, and they'll never have like the ink on the Coach logo, so it's kind of like one color all throughout the bag. So this also has a zip pocket in the front to fit cards, and I'm just gonna go grab a card and see if it can fit here. I'll be right back. All right, I have an actual card here from Coach, and we're just gonna slip this right in, and yep, it fits perfectly. Now, on the back side of the bag, it's pretty much plain, but as you can see, like the C's are a different kind of shade of white, while the back of the backdrop of the material is a creamish color. And on this price tag, it says it's 298 Canadian dollars, which I only got it for 169. All right, let's compare now the hardware on the crossbody straps. Now you can see that there's a difference in sizing, so I'm sure that this is also like a different base material, because the outlet version feels lighter compared to the retail version. And I'm just like taking a look at the strap width or thickness comparison. The retail version is almost like an inch thick in terms of the strap, while the outlet version is half an inch. I believe this is half an inch. It feels like it. I don't have a tape measure with me. And in terms of length, right now, The retail version is actually a little bit shorter compared to the outlet, which is kind of weird. But I don't know what the logic is behind that. It just makes no sense to me. But anyway, the buckle of the strap, of course, is the light gold, and it's much smaller. And you also have the 7 holes for adjustment. All right. Looking at the other details of this Mini Rowan, one thing to note is that I did notice that in the outlet, these leather tabs on the zipper here are sometimes crooked, so do take a look carefully at the bag before purchasing, because I saw some really crooked ones that were on display, and so I had to really choose the straightest one that I could find. All right. Now let's take a look at the inside of the bag. We have your normal fabric lining, and we have the Coach Creed, a small one, but you only have one pocket on one side. Well, it holds cards, 2 cards. Maybe you could hold in more if you double up. And the zipper is pretty good. Looking at the stitching details, again, it's a little wobbly since these pieces are small, and I think that if you're working in a factory, it is harder to sew these together because you have to go so fast, and these are so small. And let's just compare the stitching on both bags, because I don't think it's too bad. If you look from afar, it's not very noticeable, but if you do look at it in close detail, you can definitely see that flaw. But if it's not a big deal for you, I'm sure that this bag will serve you well, because these are just so cute, and of course the quality is right up there, except for that one minor flaw in my opinion. All right, now it's time to have a look at what fits in these mini bags. So this time I have got the iPhone 12 Pro Max to test, and this one has a case, though it's pretty thin, and I have my usual stuff like my card wallet, key clay, and etc. I believe you have to start with the phone, because it might be more difficult to fit in. So it fits in perfectly in the Mini Ruby Satchel. No problem there. I'm gonna go in and put in my card wallet. I think you have to fix it. So, it's a little bit of Tetris when you deal with these mini bags, or even micro bags, for if you're into that kind of thing. So I have my key clay in here, and there's still quite a bit of room, right? Wow, you can fit in a lot, in my opinion. Now I'll just add in my mini hand sanitizer, lipstick, and small stuff, and it fits perfectly. I have no issue closing the bag at all, though the zipper of this is tougher than the outlet version. And it's not bulging or anything, and I think it's not that heavy at all, and I'm surprised that it could fit all that stuff, which I'm pretty happy about, because I really do like these small bags. All right, now on to the Mini Rowan, and we'll put in the same stuff as usual. I do think you really have to start with the iPhone 12 or your phone to fit in, and surprisingly it does fit. It's a little crooked. Maybe it can work out straight. Maybe it might be a little too tight. If you have a thick casing on your phone, it might not fit perfectly. So that's something to consider. And of course, it fits pretty much the same stuff, which I'm surprised, because the Mini Rowan is a little bit smaller in terms of width, but I do think the Ruby has a bit more room, so you can put in a little bit more stuff in there. Now, I do have the Coach Pillow Tabby 18. And I'm surprised that you can fit so much stuff in this Mini Ruby and Mini Rowan, because this Pillow Tabby, it's cute, it's fabulous, like, but look at the width of that. Look, it is so much smaller than the Mini Ruby Satchel, right? And it's a similar color, the similar leather, but actually this is of a Napa leather. But look inside, you cannot fit as much as you can. I can only fit my phone in here, and I have to switch to like a card wallet, like a skinny card wallet. And the leather on this is super soft, but it's very delicate, and I do believe that if you don't take care of it, it will get damaged easily. All right, so that is my little comparison between the two mini bags from the outlet and retail store, the Mini Rowan and Mini Ruby Satchel 18. Now remember, these are just similar designs. It is not an exact copy. Of course, Coach Outlet is an original. They do make the bags cheaper for the outlet, so there will be some differences. But it's still up to you at the end of the day with what you want and what is perfect for you. All right. Thanks for staying on this video, and I'll see you on the next one.